Hello,
Hello.
my name is Muhammad Firdaus. My metric number is 183136.
My name is Syarhan bin Mohammed. Metric number 182298. So we are about to discuss
About SL week 9,
Nine,
which is
part 2.
yes, part 2. We have to decide, we have to choose just only one question based on related 5 video from part 1. So we decided to choose the question which is
The importance to educate people about hygiene and sanitation.
So basically we know that about hygiene based on our, mostly we know that personal hygiene. For example, our cleanliness, our the way we practice hand washing, and also how we can avoid from bacteria
Yes,
growth,
yes.
maybe.
And as for me, when think about when it comes to importance to educate people about hygiene and sanitation, just think about the cleanliness of your own self. Okay, when you go to somewhere else, you need to know how to, becoming clean and let people around you feel, feel the calmness when
Feel safety.
yes, feel the safety with you when they found you and they meet you.
So about the cleanliness also, we about hand washing. So talk about hand washing. We can use 7 step of hand washing. We can practice it either from before and after handling food, after using restroom, and also whatever we do, we have to make sure our hand is clean, because our hand, we can't see the microorganism that are found in our hand. So it might be dangerous, harm to our health, and maybe it cause disease or affection, something like that.
And in my opinion, another importance of importance of hygiene and sanitation in life is that it's, when it comes to hygiene, it's actually about our own health. When we are in a clean state, that means though we can't see the the bacteria, but still when we practice the correct hygiene and sanitation in life, that means we can mostly can avoid from being invaded by bacteria. And as in my opinion, most people, if they really practice the correct ways of hygiene and sanitation, mostly about our own life, they actually really high in the percentage of avoiding from having diseases. Yes. Another thing is
Such as the disease such as diarrhea, because the fact is diarrhea is second leading cause of death among children which is under 5 years old. So we as people, we need to avoid, we have to take action to avoid from this
yes, in
this case,
these cases.
yes, making more harms to others. Maybe we can use media, social, to promote, to make sure people surrounding our surrounding here is aware about safety, about hygiene.
And other things about the importance of hygiene and sanitation is that it's not only about the practicing of becoming clean by doing 7 ways of hand washing, but also this about our food safety. As for us, we are studying about food, the food service. So I think actually the hygiene and sanitation is also really really get close to each other with food. If you consume a good type of food, I mean we really can ensure the cleanliness of the food. Maybe more or less we really can really avoid the occurrence of diarrhea, because diarrhea really come close to
Those people who contact with
yes,
food.
contact with food that is being contaminated with bacteria. Yes.
because for me, the way, for I want to talk about the way, the way to prevent it. Basically, we know that from in the family we have our parents, right? So parents can be a role model to teach their children how to be a good personal hygiene. So maybe they can teach their children about the way to aware about maybe about their nail, hair, and
Yes,
something
yes.
like that before handing the food, because we know that the disease mostly based on food, come based on food. So it is, it can harm to our health and also become more worse.
Yes. And talking about importance of hygiene, okay. There are much more. What I mean is that the field of hygiene and sanitation is not only about food, not only about cleanliness of ourselves, but it's actually about our own life. Meaning, if we practicing a good hygiene, we can be a role model. As he said before, as Firdaus said that parents and so on. But not only parents, it actually about us. When we are practicing the real personal hygiene and sanitation, it's actually encourage the people around us to becoming more
To follow.
Yes, to follow us, becoming more aware of cleanliness. As such, when we stay, here in college, when we are practicing the good hygiene and sanitation practice, mostly all of the people are really,
Aware.
easy to talk with us, to have discussion with
More
us.
comfort to
Yeah,
talk,
more comfort. Yes,
yes.
yes.
And also this hygiene lesson also can be taught in the school. Mostly we can practice this from the bottom, which is from the young
Yes,
age.
yes.
So when they are young, so when they always practice this, so this is become daily routine, right? So
Yes.
move on our second, which is sanitation, right? Not
Yes.
only just on hygiene, sanitation also important because it's promoting health through prevention of human contact with hazard of waste. Mostly we know that sanitation, we sanitize that to avoid from microorganism growth,
Yeah,
right?
meaning we are avoiding, not, what do we call it? Preventing is better than cure.
Yeah.
So sanitation is mostly about preventing the diseases from happen by doing, every single step that we can do to avoid the contamination of food, of our, our surroundings, our area.
uh, for me, this hygiene is related with sanitation because we know that the fact is about hazard may come from three ways, which is from physical, biological, and also chemical. So from physical, we know that this is from us as a human.
Yes.
Maybe about
we
hair.
can see.
Yeah, we can see about maybe hair, nail, about nail, yeah, something like that.
Yes. Meaning, in order to, have a good hygiene and sanitation practice, it's actually we are more to, I mean, more to prevent it by the physical. I mean, when it comes to making food, we
Physical
can.
and also chemical, we can avoid
Yes,
it.
yes. When it comes to physical, it's something that we can see. So meaning we can avoid it. Yes. But because biological, we cannot see
We
with
cannot
our naked eye, so it's quite hard. So by hook by crook, we need to try our best to do something that is under physical prevention.
Same goes to chemical because we can avoid it. For example, when we do food preparation, we have to avoid from making for prepared food near to the chemical solution or something like that. For example, about soap or maybe something like can harm, can make it spoilage of foods. So for microorganism also we cannot avoid it. We can't avoid it because we cannot see the growth of microorganism. So the way we can protect it, maybe
Yes.
because from control about the temperature and
Yes.
also the moisture of the foods, how we handle it.
Yes.
And also this kind of sanitation also may cause malnutrition, mostly based on unsafe water, because we
Yes.
don't know about safe the water consumed every day. We don't know either it is contain of microorganism, bacteria or something like that, because mostly we know we can't predict what is content of the water. We can see to relate in Malaysia, maybe there are some sources of water which is clean, right? So to another country, maybe in poor country, maybe they don't have this ability,
Yes,
this
the good
special
way of
good way of handling.
handling the water. Though, in my opinion, Firdaus are quite far away from the main topic, that is the
Yes.
importance to educate people about hygiene and sanitation. But somehow, what he just say is that all of that single thing that he just said is all interconnected, interrelated to each other. I mean, though a single things that are related to hygiene and sanitation, but somehow when it comes to a deeper research, is that all the things that we do actually are really closely related to hygiene and sanitation.
Yes.
That's why
That's why I already said there
Yes.
is hygiene is related to the sanitation.
so
both
yes.
of-
So I think the importance to educate people is actually beyond our limit. What I mean is that we can do every single thing. Just do what you can do. You just push yourself to the limit to take care of the hygiene and sanitation of yourself. Because as I said before, as we said before, preventing is better than cure.
and also for example to apply this, we know that to relate with this, for example, we already use this sanitation practice by when we go to our lab. So we will sanitize first our working table to ensure that there's no microorganism growth from that. So make this will harm to ourselves. For example, when our hand touch the table which is contain of microorganisms, so it will harm to ours, maybe about our eyes and other than that.
And I want to strengthen about the importance to educate people. It's like Firdaus said before, it's actually there are many ways to educate people. Not only from the beginning of the school, I mean from the standard one or whatsoever. But somehow there are too much of ways. Maybe through media, social, through every single thing, because nowadays the world are just at the tip of our hand. So
And also government is also important.
yes, so I think we need to do whatever it takes to educate people, so that let people know that hygiene is really important. Do I know, in my opinion, not all people around us are practicing a good hygiene and sanitation. As when we are staying our college, there are still people who doesn't care much about their cleanliness, hygiene, and indeed yes, we didn't feel comfortable, but somehow we are trying our very best to educate them, to to show them, to let them know that actually hygiene is important.
That's why a good handling, a good practicing hygiene maybe can be a role model to educate others, to influence them, to followers, to make sure in everything, every single things they do, they will focus, they will protect their cleanliness, their safety about some things what they will do.
So we have jumped to the conclusion, and so in my opinion, the conclusion I want to conclude is that's actually the importance to educate people about hygiene and sanitation you know, are really really important. Yes, indeed, they have much importance in to educate people, and there are much of ways. There are many ways to educate people because yes, preventing is better than cure. Yes, I
That's the
really,
main priority of
yeah,
the
the main priority
the
of the
conclusion.
importance to educate people. So I think that's all from us. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.